All right, good morning, friends. Welcome back to that 1870s Homestead. Super excited. Today we are canning a whole bunch of different meats. Some meats we've never canned before, like bacon. Actually, all of them. I've never canned any of these before. Breakfast sausage, bacon, and goat stew meat. So I went down to the freezer this morning, got a bunch of that out, thawed it in the sink real quick, just using cold water. And now cooking up the sausage behind me, I do want to pre-cook that, not like super all the way crispy, but just to render a lot of the fat out before I can it. The bacon we are going to par cook. So I won't, again, have that crispy, but I will have it cooked well enough that it just won't turn to mush with all the fat in the canning process. And the goat stew meat, though, I'm just raw packing it. And, I was still tired when I went and got everything out of the freezer this morning, so I don't think I have quite a double stacked canner load. So I should have planned that out better, so I had a full canner load ready to go. But I'm just gonna oven bake this bacon and try to, again, render some of the fat a little bit. We'll save that fat, we always do, and use it for other good recipes. And what else do we got going on? I think that's it. I need to stir my sausage back here. So I'll be back with you guys as we go throughout the morning canning, and we'll see how it doesn't all turn out. So I'm just filling up all the goat meat, and you'll notice I'm pushing it, but I'm by no means packing it. And this is just raw pack, so I don't have to add any juices to it because the fats in the meats in just the natural cooking process while it's pressure canning will create liquid. And typically you can plan on a pound of meat per pint jar, a pound a pint. If you always just remember that, you'll pretty much know how many quart jars to pull out. So that is all the goat meat. Now, we raised our own goat. To us, it's just like grass-fed beef. So I'm gonna go ahead and put maybe like a quarter teaspoon of beef bouillon to each one of these. Alrighty, so I wasn't super careful when I was packing those lids. Regardless, even if you're careful, wipe the rims of your jars with some vinegar or some warm water to get any fats or sticky residue off. And then, like I said, we're not adding any water to this. We're just putting on our good 4-jar lids. My bacon behind me. Taking a little bit longer with 2 pans of bacon in there. And okay, so I know I'm probably gonna get questions. This is cold packing, right? That sausage, the bacon will be hot to warm packed. What am I gonna do with my canner? Because normally you would put cold jars in cold water, warm jars in warm water. So I'm just gonna temper these glass jars in some warm water in the sink, and then I'm gonna do pretty warm water in my canner when I add everything back and kind of just meet everyone in the middle. Okay, and I think we're ready for our sausage to come on over. I'm so excited about having this on hand. Because how many times do you want like biscuits and gravy, but you didn't thaw out sausage, and it's just gonna be a pain. I'm like the biggest sausage gravy lover in the world. And let me get my packer, because we are gonna pack this a little bit. And I have not drained this now, because I know my primary purpose of using my breakfast sausage is going to be for breakfast sausage and gravy. And any fat that rises to the top while canning, I'll skim off and I'll use for my gravy base. So, all right, let's put that in there. I'm trying to be kind of careful with this one because I don't want a ton of fat on it. And then I'm just using my pickle packer. I'm not packing tightly. I'm just, can I bring that over? I'm just pushing to see where's my headspace at. I can fit a little bit more. All right, next jar. And I want to take some of this to the cabin so I don't have to do as many dishes when I'm at the cabin. And another reason I'm primarily canning meat. So let me give you some ideas on why would you want to can meat. Not every meat cans that great, I'll be honest with you. But I saw a great quote today on Instagram, and I wish I could remember who said it. So the main reason I'm doing this today is we're kind of at our prime right now with the amount of, not really our prime, but that would have been October. But we have a lot of meat in the freezer. And anytime we have an extended power outage, even though we have a backup generator, I'm just like, oh, let me turn that down. Oh gosh, that would be like days and days and days and days of canning, and I don't know that I could get through it all if I didn't have a backup generator capability. Say, like, because ours runs off natural gas. Say the natural gas got shut off or something like that. That would be a huge food loss for us, and we put in a lot of money and a lot of time and effort to grow this food. This is a bit too much, I think. So what I was saying was the quote somebody made was, you know, you have homeowners insurance, you have car insurance, you have health insurance. This is like food insurance. So canning up my meat ensures that in event of a disaster of some kind, which I think the only thing that I would be super concerned about is loss of backup power, because we already have a secondary source, is the main reason, because I'm trying to just work on some of that food security, not relying on my freezers as much. So we're gonna get this sausage gravy, or not sausage gravy, but that's the only thing my mind can think of. But quick breakfast casserole toss-ins, toss into an omelet, whatever. I'm gonna love having it ready and at the cabin, and also ready for just quick grab and go meals for us. I'm not gonna be adding any seasonings to these jars, just the water. We need to get our chopstick out so we can work this water in and make sure all the voids are filled. The chopstick is my absolute favorite tool for debubbling. Not too big, not too bulky, just right. Okay, I think that's gonna be good. I think I made a big mess when I was filling those jars, so let's clean them up. Touching all over the rims. Now this is a very, like when I pack it, but it's just wanting to rise. It's gonna fool you that it's not an inch of headspace, but we're gonna trust it. We're gonna pretend that it is anyway, visually. Alrighty, put our lids on. All right, now that I got that water off, I have room on the stove to get the canner heated up while we pack the bacon. We will take a bacon, lay it out. Take another bacon, lay it out. The plan is, okay, now how do you use this out of the jar? Because it's not cooked all the way, I mean, yes, the canning process will cook it some more, but it's not gonna be crispy. So we will take it out of the jar and just do a quick crisp on a high heat. It'll have some nice fat already with it. Now, what I did was, let me scoot this up a little bit. I'm gonna fold that just so we have something to hold against. Pick up this, fold it down, okay? And then you roll. And we're gonna put closed side up in the jar. I'm rolling pretty tightly since I put more bacon in here so I can fit it pretty good. Got it? And then I'm gonna take my jar and I'm just pushing it down in there. Okay, how about that? Nice, huh? That'll be great. And we have so much bacon, we just can't, even though we only, let me get you guys up here. Even though we only raise pigs every 2 years, and as much as we love bacon, we're not bacon eaters like even once a week. Maybe twice a month we'll have bacon. So we have more bacon than we could ever use in those 2 years. So I think what I'm gonna do is, if this works out, I wanna test it cooking it. So come back for, maybe we'll do it in one of our what's for dinners and we'll cook it up in like a carbonara or something like that just to see how it goes. And if we like it, this is another great thing, just to have ready. How sad would it be to lose all my bacon? That would be the saddest thing in the world. And I don't want to do that. And how great would it be if this works out and I have it at the cabin and I can just throw it on the grill in the morning to crisp it up, whatever. But that is some good looking bacon if you don't ask me. Okay, so let me put these away. I'll save them for hopefully the next time we can bacon. And I have made a thorough mess. A thorough mess, that's it. Let me get my lids on these jars. Okay. Not too worried about cleaning these ones because we didn't even touch any food on it whatsoever. I need rings. All right, I think we are ready to can. The great thing about this too is almost all The great thing about this too is almost all meat cans at the exact same temperature. So 75 minutes for the bacon, 75 minutes for the sausage, 75 minutes for the stew meat. So we're gonna put that all in there. I know I'm not gonna have a canner load. I hate not running my canner at full capacity, but I was not as thoughtful as I should have been when I got ready this morning. So let's get these in the canner and I'll show you, like I always do at the end of the video, how did they come out of the canner and what did they look like. All right, let me bring it up to pressure. And, oh, there you guys are. I'm gonna bring this up to pressure. It's gonna vent for 10 minutes. That's where the steam comes out and you can hear it, it'll go pshh. You need to do that for 10 minutes. Then we'll put our weight. Mine is a weight, some of them are jigglers. Bring our dial gauge up to 10 pounds of pressure for my elevation. If you don't know what your elevation is or what your pounds per pressure is for canning, just Google it. Just say pounds per pressure for input in your zip code and it'll come back and tell you. And then we're gonna start the timer once we get it to 10 pounds for 75 minutes. So See you guys at the end of the video. What do the jars look like coming out of the canner? Thanks for coming with me, doing just a little bit more food insurance on everything that's in my freezer.